Good evening and welcome to Weekend News, coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation on Channel 31. I am Esther Suzanette Bassi. Coming up, Fabe College begins its 200th anniversary celebration with a float parade in Freetown. Ahmadiyya Mission launches a new TV station. And residents of Kenema praise NATCA for hosting its consumer parliament in the district. Well, all these stories and more line up in this edition of Weekend News. Please stay with us for the next hour. Welcome back, and now for our first story. Hundreds of alumni, management, staff and students of Fabe College, alongside supporters and well-wishers, have taken part in a colorful float parade organized by the Fabe College Alumni Association Sierra Leone chapter as part of activities marking the institution's upcoming bicentenary celebration. Our reporter Alwyn Fox has the details.
The procession commenced at the old Fabe College campus in Kleintown and climaxed at the Sheikh Stevens Stadium, with participants marching through major streets in Freetown, carrying banners, singing solidarity songs, and proudly displaying the college colors in honor of the institution's 200 years of academic excellence and service to the nation. The floats parade attracted past and present students, lecturers, and supporters from different walks of life, creating an atmosphere of excitement, pride, and reflection on the institution's historic contribution to education in Sierra Leone and across Africa. Speaking to SLBC, chairperson of the Bicentenary Committee, Aisha Fofana Ibrahim, described the parade as a strong symbol of unity, resilience, and renewed commitment towards the growth and transformation of the college. She noted that the celebration is not only intended to honor the institution's rich legacy, but also to mobilize support for key development priorities, including stable electricity supply, rehabilitation of campus facilities, and the improvement of the learning environment for students.
Now on until February next year, there's no stop. It's continuous activities to raise funds. It's not just for us to enjoy our lives. It's about raising funds for certain. We have about 9 projects. We're raising funds for those 9 projects. The thing is to make Fabe College a university that you'll be eager to attend. It's to ensure that we do research. It's to ensure that we teach well. It's to ensure that we do community service. Those are the 3 things we do at the university. So all of these things that we have, all of these projects that we've highlighted, they are for the benefit of generations yet unborn.
Some alumni who participated in the float parade expressed pride and excitement at being part of what they describe as an historic moment in the life of the institution.
I remember my days back at FBC, being athlete of the year, seeing some of my friends, some people that I haven't seen for years since I left in 2004. So it's been great, it's been excellent, it's been lovely, lots of memories that have been awakened.
All alumni and Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad to be part of this celebration. We are celebrating the Athens of West Africa, so we need to come out big, we need to show up big.
The committee also disclosed that a series of activities have been lined up ahead of the official bicentenary anniversary celebration, including fundraising drives, interfaith services, fashion shows, public lectures, and a flag-raising ceremony. Established in 1827 by the Church Missionary Society, Fabe College remains one of the oldest Western-style higher education institutions in sub-Saharan Africa and has produced generations of distinguished professionals, leaders, and scholars who continue to contribute meaningfully to the development of Sierra Leone and the wider international community. SLBC News, Alwyn Fox reporting.
The Ahmadiyya Mission Sierra Leone has inaugurated its new state-of-the-art television studio called Muslim Television Ahmadiyya. The landmark event held at the mission's headquarters in Brookfields was attended by government officials, religious leaders, media practitioners, and members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Abdul Mansaye reports.
The launch ceremony of the MTA International Sierra Leone marked a significant milestone for the Ahmadiyya mission, which was described by speakers as a major step towards strengthening communication, promoting peace, expanding religious outreach, and amplifying local voices through modern broadcasting technology. Among the notable attendees, we have former Vice President of Sierra Leone Victor Fu, Director General of the SLBC, the Deputy Minister of Information, and representatives from various religious organizations, among others. Each delivered goodwill messages that underscore the importance of collaboration and unity in promoting peace within the nation. The Managing Director, MTA International, Munir Shams, described the establishment of the TV station as an important milestone in fulfilling the mission of spreading messages of peace and unity through modern communication technologies. He noted the immense growth of the mission around the world.
The world's first global Muslim satellite television network. Today, MTA International operates 9 television channels, broadcasting 24 hours a day in languages including English, Arabic, Urdu, French, Hausa, Swahili, Twi, Bengali, German, and many more, reaching viewers across Africa.
The head of the Ahmadiyya Sierra Leone, Musa Mewa, expressed gratitude for the support from the Khalifa and acknowledged the hard work of pioneer missionaries and local coordinators who have contributed to resuscitating the Jamaat. Mr. Mewa underscored MTA's commitment to quality service delivery.
We are a unique media outfit, a non-profit making body. We don't compete for news, we don't compete for fame. Ours is to project the true teachings of Islam across the world, maintain peace and diversity across the world. We are not in the media economy. Our outfit is run through the genuine contributions of the Jamaat members across the world to make sure these efforts thrive across the world.
The Director General of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC, Josephine Camara, congratulated the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission for their modern studio facility, recognizing its significance in communication, education, and faith-based engagements.
People who lack for information take misinformation and run with it. And we've seen the consequences of that. It is important that our people have responsible information.
The newly commissioned MTA International Sierra Leone studio is expected to become an important center for broadcasting educational, religious, and community-focused content while strengthening Sierra Leone's voice within the global media landscape. SLBC News, Abdul Mansari reporting.
The National Telecommunication Authority, NATCA's so-called Consumer Parliament, creates a transparent platform where citizens can voice their opinions and contribute meaningfully to discussions aimed at improving telecom service nationwide. In Kenema, residents have commended NATCA for hosting the Consumer Parliament in the district, describing the move as both timely and educative. Let's join Ibrahim Samoa for the report.
The session did not only provide a platform for constructive dialogue, but also to reinforce the authorities' dedication to consumer protection, transparency, and national development. The gathering attracted government officials, members of parliament, NATCA staff, stakeholders of Kenema, mobile operators, civil society organizations, the media, and students, among others, designed to intensify public education, the rights and responsibilities as consumers, while ensuring that telecommunication companies deliver improved and efficient service in the country. The Minister of Communications, Technology and Innovation, Salim Abba, commended mobile network operators for keeping tariff rates stable amidst the hike in global fuel prices. She said the session demonstrated government's commitment in keeping essential communication services running despite tough economic conditions, stating they have spent over $400 million in the industry. Madam Ba added that government has put measures in place to ease the high operational cost telecoms faced from the rise in fuel prices. The goal, she went on, was to protect growth, sustainability, and affordability of telecom services across Sierra Leone.
Huge investments ongoing in infrastructure, and I don't really see the improvements in the infrastructure now. If we able to talk, say the fiber backbone will come. Now, 8 districts no more fiber backbone we did, but now fiber backbone they are 14 out of the 16 districts in Asylum. That's a big gain because without the fiber the past on, then one day as soon as they will do their connectivity.
Officials from NATCA, including the chairperson, board of directors, Madam Samba, the Director General of NATCA, Amara Brewer, reaffirmed the authority's commitment to protecting consumer interests and ensure accountability within the telecommunications sector.
By the end of the day, I will please say NATCA is for the people of this country, and everything we will regulate, we have to ensure that we are fair and we are transparent.
The Consumer Parliament created a transparent platform where citizens freely voiced their opinions and contributed meaningfully to the discussions aimed at improving services nationwide. Residents of Kenema commended NATCA for taking such an initiative to the provinces, describing the engagement as timely, educative, and impactful. The provision of quality services, high data cost, affordability, accessibility, and mobile money were among issues raised by participants. Mobile network operators and NATCA assure them that their concerns will be adequately looked into and addressed accordingly. The session highlighted NATCA and the mobile network operators' broader vision to decentralize consumer engagement and promoting digital inclusion across the country. Ibrahim Samura, Freetown.
Young feminist leaders, activists, and advocates have concluded a two-day Feminist Forge 2.0 conference in Freetown, organized by the She Empowerment League. The event brought together voices from across movements to discuss gender equality, leadership, digital activism, and social justice, while inspiring young women to challenge systems and drive change in their communities. Elizabeth Molensese has more.
The 2 days conference held under the theme Reimagining Feminist Power in a Digital, Political and Transforming World aimed to empower young feminist leaders, strengthen advocacy for gender equality, and create a platform for discussions on leadership, social justice, and movement building. The event brought together activists, advocates, and young women in Freetown to share ideas and inspire change. The 2 days event created a space for participants to engage in bold discussions and powerful storytelling on issues affecting women and girls. Conversations focused on leadership, policy, digital activism, and youth voices as speakers encourage young people to challenge societal barriers and advocate for change. The founder of the She Empowerment League, Adama Finda Bore, shared the history of the initiative and explained the importance of organizing platforms that amplify feminist voices and empower girls and young women.
Outside those walls that we're in. So we are continuing the conversations outside these rooms because when we come here, we don't want She Empowerment League to just be an event, something that we do annually, something that we just gather young people and put them together, and then after the event, everybody just go their separate ways. So we put these young people from different backgrounds, different communities together, and then train them in a focus group or action groups. When they go back, we make sure we follow up and we support.
The mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, also attended the conference where she challenged participants to think beyond representation and focus on building inclusive political spaces for women.
So I'm a very practical person. I believe that we should actually get something to work well before you move on and take on a bigger challenge. Now that said, 30% is a minimum. You know what minimum means? It means it can be more. Yes. It can be more. So don't anybody tell you that 30% is a cap. It's not a cap. It's the floor. The ceiling, there's no ceiling. We can be 100%. So for me, when it comes to what I think having the 30% as a minimum is acceptable, but it should not mean, and that's a narrative thing, that's a mindset thing, it should not be a limit. And perhaps the best way to make sure we all know it's not a limit is because when you have a female president, then you'll know 30% is not a limit.
Eleanor Thompson, founder and managing lead, Citizen Barre, encouraged young feminists to use information and knowledge gained from the event in their communities and everyday experiences to inspire meaningful change.
Use this platform to share your stories, to challenge assumptions, question everything, and to co-create solutions that are grounded in your realities. Let this be a space where innovation meets purpose, where solidarity becomes strategy, not just a buzzword, so that conversations that you have here do not stop here, and they reverberate far beyond this space.
Participants described the conference as inspiring and educative, noting that it strengthened feminist solidarity and encouraged young leaders to continue advocating for equality and justice. SLBC News, Elizabeth Molen-Sisi reporting.
The Milton Magai School for the Blind, Freetown Cheshire Home, and the Love of Christ Foundation have benefited from the cash and food items worth thousands of loans donated by the Friends of Transit organization. The gesture, according to the Vice Chairman of the organization, Tamba Milton Kamano, was to help the needy and less privileged in society. Sulaiman Babatouye reports.
On behalf of our headmaster, staff and pupils of the Milton Magai School for the Blind, I want to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to Friends of Transit for donating for these big items.
The handing over of the items sparked up a mixed feelings, both joyous and tears, as the kids at the Milton Magai School for the Blind received the bundles of sachet water, gallons of palm oil and paddy oil, bags of onion, rice and sugar among other condiments. Receiving the items, the head teacher of the Milton Magai School for the Blind, Saliu Tui, thanked the donors. He said the items were donated at the right time, stating the school had already run out of food.
What we are trying to do is to promote visual impairment in this country, and you are our ambassadors out there. You have accepted us to be ambassadors. You have accepted to be part of this family, and that is what you have exhibited.
The donation of the food items to Blind School, according to the Vice Chairman of the organization, Tamba Milton Kamano, came following the school's head teacher's plea for food and as part of the organization's humanitarian gesture from proceeds made from its annual health work to support the needy and less privileged.
We are here to actually render our own gesture, our own support to help the kids of this noble institution.
The same amount of water, palm oil and paddy oil, onion, rice and sugar were donated to the Freetown Tertiary Home at Kleintown in Freetown.
If you look at some of the beginners, they're very vulnerable. And so that kind of donation here, they're very important. Not but talk about the rest.
At U Building, the organization handed a check of 20,000 loans to the Love of Christ Foundation operating a Kush Rehab Center in Lunge. Around Congo Market in Freetown, they fed pre-primary and primary school kids attending the Getsemani pre-primary and primary school. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babatouye reporting.
Also, the Climax Breed Foundation has donated assorted food items to the Miltimagai School for the Blind in Freetown as part of efforts to support vulnerable groups in society. The donation included bags of rice, cooking oil, sugar, milk, sachet water, and other essential items. Esther Nene Kamara has more.
We officially hand over these items to the principal of the Miltimagai School for the Blind, situated on Wilkinson Road. Thank you very
much. The donation presented at the school premises included 10 bags of rice, cooking oil, sugar and milk, potable water, and other essential supplies. The chairman Climax Breed Foundation, David Williams, said the donation was part of their commitment to supporting less privileged people and giving back to society. He noted that the foundation will continue with shared initiative.
Even after my tenure, I know the next chairman coming have to be out there, not only in Freetown, but also in the provinces, to help those who are in need.
The head teacher of the blind school, Saliu Ture, expressed appreciation for the support, describing the donation as timely and helpful to the feeding and upkeep of the pupils. He expressed optimism that such gesture will continue and called on other organizations and individuals to emulate the example of Climax Breed Foundation in supporting persons living with disabilities. Maria Tusese, the senior prefect of the school, expressed appreciation on behalf of the pupils.
For this wonderful item, we know that for visiting to the Miltimagai School for the Blind is not by a mistake. On behalf of my colleagues, staff and pupils of the Miltimagai School for the Blind, I want to say a very big thank you to the Climax Breed Foundation for visiting the Miltimagai School for the Blind.
They further encouraged members of the public and other charitable organizations to continue supporting vulnerable groups across the country through acts of kindness. For SLBC, Esther Nene Kamara reporting.
Still on humanitarian stories, the adult group of the Young Women Christian Association has offered prayers and donated food items to children of the National School for the Deaf on Wilkinson Road as part of their Christian responsibility to support vulnerable institutions, including hospitals. Aminata Fofana has more.
Speaking during the visit to the National School for the Deaf, President of the Adults Group of the YWCA, Ebon James Deckham, said the organization regularly visits different institutions as part of its outreach program. She recalled that last year, the group visited the children's ward at Connaught Hospital, where they prayed for patients and donated items as part of their Christian responsibility. She added that the initiative was aimed at reminding vulnerable children of the love of God regardless of their condition or situation. According to her, prayer works miraculously, which is why people must continue to pray at all times. The group further stated that although the food items donated were not sufficient, they would help cushion the school's feeding challenges for some days. They also pledged to continue supporting the institution in the future. Authorities of the National School for the Deaf applauded the adults group of the YWCA for the kind and timely gesture. They highlighted some of the challenges currently confronting the school, ranging from salary constraints to limited infrastructure and other necessities, and appealed to members of the adults group to assist the school in other areas. The school administration further expressed appreciation to the women and assured them that the donated items would be used wisely for the benefits of the children.
Send Sierra Leone, with support from Irish Aid, has commissioned its 2025 Community Scorecard Report. The report focuses on sexual and reproductive health and rights, climate governance, gender-based service delivery, and social protection conducted in 5 districts: Bonth, Falaba, Kailaun, Kenema, and Kono respectively. The findings and recommendations were presented to stakeholders during a press conference and the launching of the report. Ibrahim Samoa tells us more.
The Community Scorecard presents a comprehensive analysis of sexual and reproductive health and rights, climate governance, gender-based service delivery, and social protection across selected chiefdoms in Sierra Leone. The assessment was conducted in 2025 across 23 chiefdoms in 5 districts: Banff, Falaba, Kailaun, Kenema, and Kano districts, with the purpose to assess the quality, accessibility, inclusiveness, and accountability of public service delivery from the perspectives of both service users and service providers, with particular attention to women, youth, and persons with disabilities. Head of Programs, Governance and Gender, St. Sierra Leone, Brian Mansari, said the Community Scorecard was rooted in the principles of social accountability, participatory governance, and citizen-centered development. He said the most alarming finding in the report relates to climate governance.
The findings reveal an undeniable reality. While basic services structures exist across Sierra Leone, many systems remain fragile, uneven, underfunded, and heavily dependent on short-term project interventions rather than sustainable institutional frameworks.
Presenting key findings, the mill manager, St. Sierra Leone, Edward Bori, said the findings indicated that SIHR services are moderately available and functional in some chiefdoms, with significant gaps remain. Climate governance emerged as a critical area of concern. According to him, across all assessed chiefdoms, community engagement in climate decision-making is extremely weak, stating gender-based service delivery also shows significant structural weaknesses, with women's representation in leadership, decision-making, and budget processing was very limited due to cultural norms and lack of institutional support, indicating that social protection was highly inconsistent and frequently politicized, with school feeding programs generally performing better than cash transfers. Country Director St. Sierra Leone, Joseph Ayamga, launching a report, said the findings provide evidence to inform program adaptation, district and national policy dialogue, and strengthen social accountability mechanisms. Ibrahim Samra, Freetown.
And now to celebration stories. The Men's Fellowship of the Bama Methodist Church has marked its 50th annual Thanksgiving, induction, and dedication service with a grand celebration reflecting 5 decades of faith, unity, and dedicated service to both the church and the community. Held under the theme, A Journey of Grace, the Golden Jubilee celebration brought together members of the Methodist Church, dignitaries, and men's fellowship groups in the Western District League. Here is the report.
1, 2, go!
One of the major highlights of the celebration was the unveiling of a new bus intended to improve transportation for members of the Men's Fellowship and the wider church community. As part of activities marking the anniversary, the fellowship also donated bags of rice and cash to elderly members in recognition of their years of commitment and dedicated service to the organization. Delivering the sermon, Reverend Michael Bende, emphasizing God's faithfulness throughout the fellowship's 50-year journey. He encouraged the members to remain steadfast in service, humility, and unity as they continue to strengthen the church and society.
That is what we want to forget. That yes, it has not been all rosy. It has not been all perfect. It has not been all good. But through the challenges, through the hard times, through the temptations, through the tribulations, God gave us the courage. God gave us the endurance to move on to where we are to celebrating. But you held on 50 years, you are celebrating. That is the grace of God. Being sufficient.
The president of the Men's Fellowship described the anniversary as a golden milestone and a testimony to the resilience, dedication, and spiritual growth of the organization, despite challenges faced over the years. He noted that preparations and activities for the anniversary have been underway since last year in order to prepare members for the historic occasion spiritually and socially.
You pass through trials, temptations, tribulations, but one thing that we are sure of, we are celebrating 50 years with a dedication of enhanced faith. What I aim on behalf of the fellowship and the general membership to achieve is to enhance our Christian faith. Because when we enhance our Christian faith, then we can help the church.
Among those inducted into the fellowship was Edwin Shaka, who expressed humility, gratitude, and excitement following induction. He described the occasion as an awesome experience and thanked God and the church leadership for the opportunity to serve in the fellowship. The celebration captured prayers for continued unity, growth, and blessings upon the Men's Fellowship and the entire congregation of Bama Memorial Methodist Church.
Wonderful Jubilee counts 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Woo! Happy Golden Jubilee in Jesus' name.
For SLBC News, Esther Susanets Bassi reporting. The Pentecost Evangelical Deliverance Ministries has opened and dedicated its new headquarters church auditorium at Wilkinson Road. Francis Moiwo reports.
And today we are here gathered and all others, both national and international, join in this grand opening and dedication of this wonderful edifice. Now, by the grace of God, I want to cause this
as we stand together to pray, to dedicate this edifice and dedicate this commission, because this is a time of renewal, this is a time of refreshing.
This auditorium represents the faithfulness of God and the commitment of the ministry to continue spreading the gospel and serving humanity. The ceremony was held under the theme, Fulfilling Divine Mandate. It brought together hundreds of guests, well-wishers, church leaders and worshippers who gathered to witness what church authorities described as a major milestone in the ministry's spiritual journey.
An altar of fire, an altar of answered prayer.
Delivering his sermon during the dedication service, Apostle Dr. Moses K. emphasized the importance of obedience to God's calling and stating that divine mandate requires discipline and hard work.
Our Father in heaven, on behalf of this great servant of God, we dedicate the altar. The altar is the place of encounter. The altar is the place where divinity meets with humanity to bring tranquility, serenity, and stability, to swallow all the problems of man. The altar is the place of solution.
The dedication service featured gospel music performances, prayers for national peace and blessings for the ministry and its leadership. The General Overseer of the Pentecost Evangelical Deliverance Ministries, Apostle Emil P. Jones, explained what they had to go through as a church to erect the establishment of the new headquarters auditorium.
I've been called for over 30 years now. I've been in ministry for over 30 years, and the Lord has led me to build a sanctuary, a first sanctuary at Regent Road, Lumley, 39th Regent Road, Lumley, and immediately after the completion of that sanctuary, the Lord asked me to build a mega church, and this is where we are right now. That's the mega church, inspired by the Holy Spirit, not by any human instruction, but by the instruction of the Holy Spirit, because I walk by the Holy Spirit. This is like a semi-swamp, It's a waterlogged area, and so it costs a lot to erect a structure like this, starting from the foundation. It was not an easy task, actually. We have so many challenges that we are faced with, but by the grace of God, as we know, it's an instruction, it's a direction from the Lord, and so God enabled us to go through all of the challenges and emerge victorious by special grace.
The Pentecost Evangelical Deliverance Ministries continues to play its role in promoting commitment to evangelism, unity among believers, Christian values, and community support-based initiatives in Freetown. For SLBC News, Francis Moyo reporting.
While you're watching Weekend News live on the SLBC, we continue with more stories. The Director General Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordinating Unit, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Martha Williams-Gaba, has said that nutrition information management systems remains key to the development of nutrition management in the country. She outlined the importance of nutrition reporting during an orientation engagement on nutrition reporting activities in the country. Aruna Patrick Kamara sent in this report.
The Chief Technical Officer, Scale Up Nutrition Coordination Unit, Office of the Vice President, Bernadette Mami Aliu, said the engagement was designed to strengthen their understanding within nutrition coordination units and to collaborate data management on nutrition activities reporting. The National Coordinator Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordination Unit, Geneba Jallo, lauded development partners, especially FAO, for their continued support in strengthening nutrition management in the country, adding the country has made significant progress in quarterly reporting on nutrition-related matters. She said the engagement aims to clarify contributions and reporting mechanism rules in the development of nutrition in the country. The Director General, Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordination Unit, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Martha Williams-Gaba, outlined the objectives of the engagement, especially on the Nutrition Information Management System orientation, activity reporting, stressing on the importance of nutrition reporting in line with the improvisation of the project.
We have parents responding that they want to be part of it. Issues came up on the global standards vis-a-vis our own standards that we've set. But that all boils down to the fact that the data set that we are using or the indicators from the NSG are outdated. So it's something that we really need to look into. So we know that the indicators in the NSP as well as the NNC are very much important. And for us to really measure those indicators and try to respond to why the indicators are going the way they are, it's important for us to also have the activities.
Presentation was made on deriving evidence-based for a malnutrition-free Sierra Leone with the 3 components that are set up to monitor indicators, monitor progress, and monitor partners' activity.
And now to court, a Sierra Leonean, Abu Kamara, during an engagement with the SLBC, has claimed that he was unjustly imprisoned at the Sierra Leone Correctional Service for 12 years without being charged to court as provided by law. He said the unfortunate situation was as a result of a misunderstanding with a police officer in Makeni. Mohamed Kouma reports.
Abu Kamara's story is among many Sierra Leoneans who have had unfortunate experiences with the law. He told SLBC that he was unlawfully and unjustifiably imprisoned since 2014, only to be released this year through the intervention of one Sheku Kamara. Abu Kamara recounted that while he was in Makeni doing timber logging, he gave his savings of 25,000 leones together with other items to one police officer, Mohamed Bangura, who told him he would help him to put the money in a bank. Later, he said the police officer told him that the money had got missing. He said when he insisted that the police must give him his money, the officer told his colleagues to arrest him, alleging that he had killed someone. He added that while he was in custody venting his anger, the officer also alleged he was a madman. He said he was later transferred to Pademba prisons in Freetown, where he had spent the past 12 years without being charged to court as provided by law.
Any Mohamed Bangura, they put the pen, the policeman, to watch him. They put the pen, they cover the book. They call me and say, come, say Sam, he said the book, he said right now, say the property, all say that identify. Come on, that Mohamed Bangura, you go tell the manager, so then go to Nakris, say Nakris man.
Abu Kamara's story has resulted to the establishment of Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone, an organization formed to give hope to inmates and people who have come in conflict with the law. The organization signed a memorandum of understanding with the Sierra Leone Correctional Service to address some of these challenges.
Is to give hope to those who have been remanded in prisons unjustifiably. We go to the prisons, we ensure we interview inmates, and at the end of the day, as legal team, we put ourselves together and give quality representation in court to ensuring that the said inmates who are in prisons unjustifiably are set free.
The founder of Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone and the pioneer for Abu's release, Sheku Kamara, said he knew about Abu's predicament when he himself was imprisoned. Ever since, he vowed to champion Abu's release.
I met several inmates, and one of them was Abu Kamara, who has spent about 12 years without trial. So I took up on the matter with the assistance of a legal team. So today, Abu Kamara has been granted bail, and we have babies was medical record. We have done all those things, and today is a free man.
The Director General of Sierra Leone Correctional Service, Joseph John Senesi, appreciated the move from Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone. He said his institution would work together with the association.
And today we are bringing this to the folks so that we see exactly what we're doing, what you guys have been doing. And one I believe for sure, government alone cannot address all the issues. And it's good that we all come out with initiatives to how we do that.
Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone pledged to commit itself to establish relationship with key institutions, and Abu's story is a befitting start to combat injustice within the justice sector. For SLBC, Mohamed Kouma reporting.
The Holiness Revival Movement Youth and Campus Fellowship has ended its one-day National Impact Summit for students and pupils across the country. The summit was designed to bring together young minds from various schools for a transformative experience that blends leadership, purpose, and faith. The event featured distinguished high-profile leaders from various sectors across the country who shared their personal success stories, life lessons, and insights into leadership and integrity. Moses Conte witnessed the event and now reports.
Some of the points the gathering addressed were centered on how many young people with great ambition and aspiration have lost focus while involving in illicit activities. This was attributed to peer pressure at schools or at universities. Such decisions, they say, have not only affected their future, but the country as a whole. So the summit was designed to inspire students to pursue godly access, a form of success grounded in strong moral values, discipline, purpose, and a commitment to make a meaningful contribution to society. According to the visionary of the summit, the Chief of General Staff for the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Major General Sir Gawuja, catching young mind in such an event was the best approach for future.
The devil is on the rampage, swaying young minds, thwarting futures, destroying dreams, killing people, especially young people. See the number of people pushed as a ravaged in Sierra Leone. See the number of young minds having hepatitis, HIV and AIDS, all because of the kind of lifestyle they are living. So as you come here today, I want to beg you, I want to talk to you. And so many other people are coming to talk to you, to open your minds, open your eyes to some of the issues that are killing dreams and destroying young people.
The summit also saw various presentations from high personalities on health talk such as hepatitis, HIV/AIDS, drugs addiction, and the way out. Discussions were also held on what was described as success formula, including academic success, freedom from crime, financial management, and the place of Jesus, among others. According to the National Overseer for Holiness Revival Movement Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, and the Gambia, Pastor Charles Sengova, the event was not only to educate children on issues affecting their future, but to bridge the gap to their successes through practical examples. He urged them to take this session very seriously.
This summit is to tell them about the things that are occurring in the society, like drugs, for them to aware about it and how to prevent it. We tell them also about HIV, we tell them about leadership, we tell them about the way out, which is God. So this summit is purposely for the youth, catching them young for ministry exploits in any case that they find themselves. So it's helping the youth, it's helping the pupils, it's helping all of us as parents. It's a very good educative system for us.
Participants were encouraged to build character, think critically about their future, and align their ambition with values that promote lasting impact. Students representing different schools across Freetown described the event timely. For SLBC, Moses Conte.
Celebrating the 15th anniversary of Open Government Partnership Week, themed a global call to transform the way governments serve their citizens, the National Council for Civic Education and Democracy, NACED, in partnership with the Open Government Partnership, held a roundtable experts panel discussion. Assembled at the Foreign Service Academy, the experts deliberated on the government's role in promoting democracy, accountability, peaceful coexistence, and national development. Aminata Fofana reports.
Chairman of the National Council for Civic Education and Development, NACED, Joseph Munda Bindi, described the engagement as a precursor to the high-level Open Government Roundtable Experts Panel discussion held in the presence of key duty bearers. Mr. Bindi underscored the critical role of open government in ensuring that citizens remain informed about governance processes and national development initiatives.
Gov Week is a global initiative of OGP that brings government, civil society, and citizens to celebrate openness, transparency, and collaboration in public life. This is a very popular thing. We are here this morning. The numbers may be sizable, but this is Sierra Leone because we have the characteristic of everybody in Sierra Leone that are in this room. And the government is here, civil society are here, and even our children, the students, who are the leaders.
He noted that an informed citizenry is essential for promoting accountability, transparency, and active participation in democratic governance. He further emphasized that the Open Government Partnership (OGP) framework.
After days of investigation, the Sierra Leone police reports that the vessel MV Aconian, arrested with cocaine in Spain, left the shores of Freetown with no sign of a substance like cocaine. The report also stated that the vessel was never owned by any Sierra Leonean or registered in Sierra Leone. Sulaiman Babature has more.
So they continue the investigation. The team will not be put together. They continue
The vessel, MV Aconian, was arrested in Spain weeks back by Spanish authorities. Police reports said it was allegedly registered in Comoros Island and was carrying its flag at sea. The report said that the vessel arrived in Sierra Leone on Friday, 17 April 2026, with all competent government institutions undertook routine inspection as provided by their institutional mandate. Also on their manifest, they recorded the acceptance and signing of 1,151 metric tons of palm kernel cakes, 50 metric tons of marine diesel, and 15 metric tons of fresh water. Added to that, the report stated the vessel departed Freetown on Wednesday, the 22nd April 2026, after staying for 5 days, with 17 crew members as opposed to the 23 captured in Spain. It was also noted that the vessel exceeded its voyage period from the expected 6 days to about 9 days. The vessel, head of the Transnational Organized Crime Unit Toku, Reverend Michael Lagar, said was reported to be owned by Serenity Shipping Company, purportedly registered in Sierra Leone. Reverend Lagar said the report from the National Investment Board stated the said company was never registered in Sierra Leone and does not operate at any address in Sierra Leone. He said all officials interviewed denied having knowledge of any cocaine shipment from any port, no account in port movement logs, CCTV footage of loading operations, loading photographs, and receiving cargo manifest that showed anything like that. Meanwhile, Reverend Lagar presented one Mohammed Sharif of Block 5 Kisi Police Barracks, Freetown, arrested of allegedly being in possession of 11 parcels of dried leaves suspected to be cannabis sativa at Mile 38 Police Checkpoint. The drug was said to be concealed in white Chevrolet vehicle with registration number AXO085. Report on drug offenses given showed that the total of 409 indictments files were made, 116 convictions, 5 acquittals, 288 pending trials, and 20 indictments pending. In that statistics, Freetown had the highest number of indictments filed of 245 and pending trials of 206, with Moyamba, Magboka, and Pujong registering 0 indictments filed, conviction, acquittals, pending trials, and indictments pending. SLBC News, Slaman Babatue reporting.
Well, now let's join our sports desk for some latest updates.
Welcome to the sporting updates that keeps you in the know. And by the way, my name is Abdul Kabi, and thank you so much for your time. Now, in celebration of the International Cricket Council Women's Week, the Cricket Sierra Leone has ended an event that attracted a good number of girls across the capital. Well, this event is aimed at celebrating women's participation in cricket. Well, this story was filed in by our intern reporter, Alimami Conte, and read in the studios by Yusuf Mose Soma. Here is the update.
The Kintom Oval was filled with excitement as schoolgirls showcased their cricket skills during the ICC Women's Creole Cup, organized by the Sierra Leone Cricket Association. The competition, which marked the climax of a 5-day cricket festival, targets 38,000 children nationwide, with over 4,000 already benefiting from the cricket awareness program in Freetown. It featured 10 schools in Freetown Urban, including St. Joseph Convent, Methodist Girls High School, Freetown Secondary School for Girls, and the Annie Walsh Memorial Secondary School, among others. The board chairman, Sierra Leone Cricket Association, Francis Trevor Samura, said the initiative is designed to introduce more girls to cricket while creating opportunities for their future development. He added that cricket will support academic ambitions whilst discouraging antisocial behavior.
We are going to take the opportunity as an associate member of the International Cricket Council to celebrate women's cricket in Sierra Leone, which is why we've identified approximately 96 schools across 11 districts in all 5 geopolitical regions of our nation state.
The coordinator of the women's cricket in Sierra Leone, Sarah Johnson, emphasized the importance of building a new generation of female cricketers. She said Many people are not aware of cricket because it is not widely played across the country. That is why the initiative is important.
We are here to celebrate the ICC Women's Cricket Week Festival. We've been to 10 schools, 3 primary schools and 7 secondary schools. We've been training the pupils 3 days, and today is the last day, which is the festival, to create fun, awareness for women and girls.
The participants expressed their excitement about learning and playing the game for the first time.
I feel good. I feel inspired because I never knew that I have a skill in cricket that I've tried so many times, and today I'm part of the ICC Women's Festival, so I'm happy.
Another participant from the Methodist Girls High School said the program has helped improve her concentration and teamwork skills. A teacher welcomed the initiative, describing it as an important platform for girls to develop their talent at an early age.
This is the right step in the right direction. You want to develop any discipline, you catch them when they are young. Come to the grassroots, and these guys are young. They are ready to learn. Anything introduced to them at this stage, they are ready to learn everything.
Organizers say the awareness will now expand beyond the Western Area Urban District to rural communities as part of efforts to promote cricket nationwide and increase female participation in the sport. They said the association has already introduced cricket coaching clinics in schools across the Western Area Urban Districts with the aim to have more girls involved in cricket as much as possible. Yusuf Mosire Suma, SABC Sports, Freetown.
Now in another development, Sierra Leone remembers an iconic para-athlete, George Wyndham, who passed away suddenly. He was truly a shining star. Well, during an interview with SLBC some time ago, he told us about his passion to represent Sierra Leone on the international stage and also the dream of becoming an educator for Paralympic sports. A big blow to the sporting family in Sierra Leone. And that's NC Update, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
Well, many thanks to our sports desk. Now to end the news, the main points again. Faber College has begun its 200th anniversary celebration with a float parade in Freetown. The Ahmadiyya Mission in Sierra Leone has launched a new state-of-the-art television studio called Muslim Television Ahmadiyya. And finally, residents of Kenema have commended the National Telecommunication Authority for hosting its consumer parliament in the districts. Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of Weekend News from the SLBC. I have been your anchor, Esther Susanette Bassi. Thanks for watching. Continue to stay glued.